Hi, the TAKful Creator here. Okay, let's get started. May God the Creator bless us. May God the Redeemer heal us. May God the Holy Spirit enlighten us. Give us eyes to see, ears to hear, and hands to do the work of God. Feet to walk the path of justice, and mouths to preach the good news. May the angel of peace, prosperity, love, abundance, guidance, grace, mercy, forgiveness, and many blessings and prosperity watch over us. Hell no. What? Watch over us and lead us to the reign of God. Ashe. Okay, so we have some messages here. We're not even fully there. Something with some bad or cruel jokes, because of a lack of dopamine. And someone understood the assignment with a romantic partner, and what they needed to surgically remove in order to have this partner. I guess all that repulsive energy that is no longer suiting them. Okay, so someone unsubscribed, and now I'm not really getting someone, to your page or whatever. I'm getting someone unsubscribed from your lifestyle. Someone unsubscribed, meaning they no longer care to tune into what's going on with you. Okay, they no longer care to see what's happening, why it's happening, cultivate some kind of connection, some familiarity. I'm getting that the unsubscribed nature is a lack of interest. Okay, and this lack of interest is because something's being put to rest. Either someone could be a murderer. If someone continues with a certain action, they could commit murder or something like that. But in a sense, I'm getting they're murdering the version of themselves that wanted to peer into other people's lives just to meddle, just to manipulate, just to do stuff that, wasn't necessarily for anyone's highest good. And they're beginning a cycle, okay? This cycle is a solo mission. It has everything to do with the front side or backyard. Now, this is at an establishment, so it could be loitering. If you're talking about perimeter of a business or something like that, but I'm getting more like greenery. So if it is a business, they might be like a dog park nearby, or like a grassy area where, like, you can have a picnic or something like that. That's what I'm getting. And this might there might be some kind of bad outcome here that will involve the police, or may involve the police and a tourist. Okay, now it doesn't necessarily have to involve the police. That's why I say, like, the police are involved because it would be helpful. There's multiple police cards in here. The popo means like the popo are after you, you're doing something. And then the police involved is, they're the people that you will call on for assistance. They were the people you call on for help or to get things documented. So that's where they were, or they're surveying the area or watching over things or just making sure things are quote unquote safe. That's what I'm getting by this police involved on a Saturday evening. Okay, there's going to be a bit of luck that's overturned. And what I mean by a bit of luck that's overturned, like where you saw something good kind of happening and it started to look bad, it's being flipped over to looking good. See, with the lime, we have yellow attached to the green, to where it doesn't highlight the green, it kind of takes away from the green and gives it a more sickly vibe to it. Whereas if we had like an Everest green attached to the yellow, it would brighten up the green. Okay, so then that would be the yellow symbolizing sunlight and brightness and allure. But here we have the yellow kind of taken away from the green because we already have yellow green here. That's where that lime is into play. Okay, now we see that again, that luck that may not have looked as lucky is going to turn into full grown luck. It's going to be a blessing in disguise. You're going to see the growth, that this was a much needed cycle of you understanding the parts of you, or the parts of life that is not serving you. So let's say you have a friend right now that usually is all up in your business. They usually act like God's gift to the world, and they daydream and stuff. You might call them family. But in essence, you got the side hustle on with them. Okay, you rather call on an angel. You only call them family if, there's some kind of like scheme or chaos that's afoot. So what I'm getting here is, you're seeing who's really your tribe, seeing who's really, down for you. It says call on an angel, call on your family with your side hustle, or call on your side hustle. It's basically saying, like, take inventory of your life and see if it's in line with Archangel Michael's protection, and Archangel Gabriel's guidance, and Archangel Samuel's light and execution, Archangel Rafael for healing. And it's just like, if you go through all of these different archangels and see, are you seeing the gratitude in your life? Are you seeing how, it's transposing for you in a high vibrational light? If not, then they don't need to be a part of what you have going on. Okay, so you need to unsubscribe to the version of yourself that aligned with them by also unsubscribing to them. Okay, now we also get, there's some kind of daydream energy that could put others in a mental entrapment, but really it's the serendipity and bliss because of this new beginning cycle. Okay, we have some repulsive energy that we're saying hell no to, and this all started on a late Tuesday. Okay, so we're seeing that whatever havoc that was created, this luck, this health-giving luck is right on top of it. Is just reaffirming that lime energy that we were talking about. And then here we go with the green. Okay, so there's someone out without a paddle because they're focusing on self-care. And this is an important message. What do you mean they're out without a paddle? They don't understand what self-care means outside of getting your nails done and doing your hair. Like, what is self-care? Well, self-care is seeing if my thoughts align with my feelings. Self-care is seeing if my thoughts are happy. Self-care is seeing if, the way that I'm sitting is conducive for my posture, or the way that I'm sitting is conducive for circulation. It's seeing that the way that you operate daily affects everything around you. So it is your divine mission to figure out if your personal patterns, your personal behavior is in line with all the things that you wanted in life, all the positive things, all the great things that you see yourself as, like your number one version of you. You have to see if you are operating as that. That is self-care. You wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth, that's self-care. But waking up in the morning and saying, I'm going to have a good day, is also self-care. Putting yourself in the right mind state is self-care. Okay? Now, it might take a little bit of boldness and aggressiveness, maybe with a car and some PMS energy, to really establish like what self-care really means to you. What do I mean by that? Okay, so oftentimes when people are PMSing, it's the little things that really piss you off. It's the little things that really get to you. Okay, now what are those little things? They're insignificant generally, but when your hormones are imbalanced, quote unquote, these little bitty details could be fixed to the point where you wouldn't have to deal with them. And that is what causes such an uproar. Okay? Now, when you're not PMSing, you'd be like, oh, that's a little detail. Okay. But when you are PMSing, it's like, that's a little detail. It doesn't have to happen right now. It doesn't, like, there's a part of you that already feels like you're dealing with too much. Okay? So you might be dealing with too much in this car. It might be too much for you, and something near May 20th or Memorial Day with a Pisces is going to, and a lot of Caucasianness with some twin babies, and no guaranteed apologies, is going to offer a professor some suicidal thoughts. Okay? And the numerology with 12. Again, I'm not being called to switch to numerology. I must make another card for this. I'm being called to tell you to pay attention to the numerology around you. Do you see repeating numbers? Ask your guide what those repeating numbers are. Like, it may not have anything to do with you. It may have something to do with someone's cycle around you. So that could be what the PMS is too. We're not talking about actual like the menstrual cycle. We're talking about an overall cycle of emotional turmoil. Okay, maybe an emotional imbalance. That's what we're getting by the PMS, and that's what's causing the suicidal thoughts. So you could be a guy, you could be a girl, it doesn't matter. You're in a period of maybe a melancholy where your emotions are just kind of outside the realm of where your body presently is, okay? And it's up to you to say hell no to these suicidal thoughts with a smile. Hell no. That's repulsive. And this may have started on a late Tuesday because of this unsubscribed nature, but just know that, you know, this baby blue energy that you have in reverse, you need to turn it into this blue energy, okay? You don't want to sit here and cry about it. Well, you need to do some form of healing about it, even if it has nothing to do with tears, okay? And you're going to realize that there's this regal nature around you purging. It's going to offer you the loans and the praise that you're seeking in the 3D. Now, what praise are you seeking? Oftentimes financial, okay? But if financial strain is what's causing these suicidal thoughts, then you're kind of acting like a Peter from Family Guy instead of moving more in your Virgo light of perfectionism, which is that there's another better road and you have to figure out what that better road is. Kind of being in this main character energy, listening to Hertz frequencies to kind of alleviate that lack of love, alleviate the negativity aura, the negative aura, that you have. To remove toxins from the body, because sometimes, you know, you could be constipated, and being overly constipated can give you emotional stress because your body feels weighted and it feels really heavy with bacteria that it wants to let go of. You know, the symbolism behind that already is just astronomical. So what I'm saying to you all is, let go. Let go of your poops. Let go if you have to throw up. Let go of your emotional baggage. Let go of the person that no longer is suiting you. Let go of the situationship. Let it go. Let it go so that you can receive this holiday celebration and actually move in this seasoned regal light. And I'm getting a very feminine energy here that has healing powers, but you're only going to be able to shine if you're in a more mature light. That's where the season comes into play. Okay? Now, yes, you can be flavorful like some chicken, but I'm really talking about like removing yourself from this. I want to be a princess and I want to, you know, bask in this regality, to, you know, maybe being a queen is the esteem that is meant for me. This repulsive energy is no longer suiting anyone, and it's causing hurricanes, tornadoes, and all of this stuff. Like, at the end of the day, you're becoming a sinner. You're not listening, or you need to listen to what could potentially happen between like government authorities and health aides. So let's say like you're removing yourself from the person that you once were. Maybe therapy or a counselor or a psychiatrist is best for you. Maybe you're removing people out of your life and you need new hobbies. Maybe going to going to the gym and exercising. Maybe that will align you with other people who want to push self-care, who want to push growth, because that's where you are right now. Okay, in this main character energy, you want to be over here, God's gift to the world, calling on the angels, handling your side hustle, unsubscribing from whatever that doesn't serve you. You in your perfectionism, daydreaming. That's what you want to be over here. You don't want to be in this repulsive energy, having all this baggage that led up to a late Tuesday. Like, there's no suicidal thoughts as here, because if there was, it's because you're in survival mode and you're not paying attention to your guiding light. Probably paying attention to maybe, I'm not getting a physical pregnancy, but birthing something, creating something. You're so fixated on doing something new instead of seeing that you are already in a new cycle. You're already beginning the new. To create something new, you need a clear platform. You don't need anything there. So if you're so focused on something being there, you're not appreciating the start line. You're not appreciating the focal point of what a transition truly is. And a transition is from you to remove the version you once were to bring you to a better version that everyone would aspire to be, which is your higher self. Okay? So on that note, I don't think there's much more we need to hear this outside of maybe move more in an Aquarius light of kind of keeping things to yourself, not really letting everyone know. Because Leos, you know, they like to be bold and like to let everybody know about their creative or professional endeavors. At this point, kind of try to keep everything to yourself. You know, realize even though the world revolves around you and your mind, in actuality it doesn't. Okay, you're in this fuchsia energy of regality with confidence. You're not just sitting in the back, you know, and just observing. You are at the forefront, emanating that grace, emanating that humbleness. But you need to be able to do that with a clear mindset and not really focusing on these small trips or falls that might be giving other people a savior complex, because, you know, at the end of the day, you're going to create a story that's going to have people fall in line in the best way possible. So if you're constantly like, you fall, you need someone to come save you. You fall, you need someone to come save you. Instead of seeing that, your fall was actually so that you can see what you need to do to save yourself. Okay? And what that may be is kind of just understanding the things around you. That's what the storyline is. Understand. Okay? A soft fall is just a soft fall if nothing bigger happens from it. And that's why you have to understand the storyline. Okay? Whatever debt, that a mom or grandma or an auntie is kind of focused on or fixated on, maybe in regards to like a cell phone bill or someone sending a message, just know that your spiritual gifts will let you know all the information you need to know. And this family room energy, because we talked about that seasoned lady, I'm guessing that seasoned lady is finding herself. Okay? And that's why we have this girl here, she saw the dynamic of her family that she, I guess, was supposed to live up to, and then found her own version of it in this season light, and now she is removing herself from this repulsive energy into this new love energy, which is beautiful. Okay, taking personal accountability, kind of removing that impulsive nature to them. And I guess that impulsive nature has everything to do with broken bones. So period is done. It's like, it's like a scrap on sight. Like you want to fight somebody on sight. That's what I'm getting here. But, they're removing that. And they removed that this Monday evening. And so going into this late Tuesday, it's like, okay, they already let go of the baggage. They're in this transition phase. They're moving on to bigger and better things. But there's no awareness of it because there was a message that was undelivered. Okay, it's going to bring on some kind of possessiveness with this undelivered message on a Saturday evening with the health aid, because someone is missing the intuition. I'm most likely the health aid, because we have this mature male that is that is aware of the survival mode that he is moving into, and is seeking to the numerology instead of seeking praise from the divine. Okay, so what does that mean? Instead of calling on the divine and asking, like, what's going on, they're seeing the signs and synchronicities and applying the information based on those signs to their life. So it's like, I'm seeing here that, like, there's so much kind of chaos here. It's coming to havoc. But then it's like, it's all necessary to show how awesome you are. Like, it's literally like, this is what she does in chaos, this is what she does when she's pissed off, this is what she does, this is what she does, this is what she, oh my gosh, well, she must really love herself, because nothing is getting to her. She's able to move with diplomacy and everything. Like, come on now, how is she able to do this? And you're sitting there like, oh my gosh, there's so many issues. No, there's so many issues so that you can show everyone else around you how to handle. You can get that information there too. Okay, so I'll see you soon. Until the next.